Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, October 18th. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:25 right now. Market's gonna open in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, one last thing. And looks like we are good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. Looks good. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Make it pretty quick. So guys, just a reminder for today, I will be posting the breakout. However, I will not be taking the breakout because I'm done trading for the week based on my risk plan. So if you guys want to take it, feel free. I will mark it up for you guys. I'll give you guys a reminder before market opens. Looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, October 18th. It is 6:28 right now. Market's gonna open in about 2 minutes. So in a minute, I'll show you guys the direction of the breakout for today. Hey, Maria, morning. Morning, CJ. Just a reminder, guys, I'm not taking the breakout today. I'm done trading for the week. Based on my risk plan, basically we had two back-to-back losses yesterday and Wednesday, following two back-to-back wins Monday, Tuesday. So I'm pretty much done trading for the week. Basically, whenever we have a loss like that, I typically just hold off until we have a win. Today's Friday, so after today, whether we have a win or a loss, I'm not going to be able to trade because we're going into the weekend. So direction of the breakout's been posted in the Zoom chat. If you guys want to take it, feel free to take it. Again, I'm not going to be taking any trades today. I'm pretty much done for the week. So I'm closing out this week at break even. For the month so far, we're up, I think, about 4 wins, 4 net wins. We had a break even week this week, one net loss last week, and I think 4 back-to-back wins or 5 back-to-back wins the prior week. So the month overall has been great. The thing you want to be careful for here, guys, again, is this huge candle, right? We talked about this yesterday and the day before. Whenever this huge candle comes up, this thing is usually going to show that the trade is going to be kind of tricky, right? So market is now open, guys. Put the breakout over here. Yeah, same situation that's happened for the past 2 days. So just be careful if you guys do decide to take the breakout today. Same thing with that huge candle right there at 629. So now that this has happened again, I mean, we'll see how this here plays out. But now that this has happened pretty much 3 times in a row, I mean, obviously it's something to look at, right? So maybe in the future, if you guys see this happen, probably take the opposite. I'll put in the notes, of course, so that we can follow it, but I'm not taking the entry here for the breakout. So again, guys, just a reminder, I'm not taking any trades today. I'm following my risk plan. So based off my risk plan, I can't take any more trades until we have another win. Today's Friday, so we're going to the weekend. So no trades until Monday for me. Same thing that happened yesterday. So I'll come back and take a look at that a little bit later. Let me mark up opening price here. Let's see, we had news actually at 5:30. It didn't really push price very much. So we had news at 5:30. We got the Fed speaking. We have the Fed speaking right now at 6:30. Another Fed member speaking at 7 o'clock. So a lot of Fed speakers just speaking today, but we had news at 5:30, and that's pretty much the only actual news release. Breakout's still running right now. They mark up opening price. Yeah, so definitely this is something that we should look out for. Whenever you guys see like a huge, huge candle that pretty much engulfs all the previous candles, like right before open, it's probably a sign to either don't take the trade or to just do the opposite. We'll put this in the notes, of course. So I don't think this here is going to play through today. I mean, it's still running. I don't want to jinx it, but here, I'm going to mark up the structure over here as well. Yeah, I did not play through today. I'm glad I didn't take the trade. So this is the whole reason for the risk off plan, guys. The risk off plans to prevent getting caught in these when the market's not moving in the direction that you need it to. Obviously, the market for this week was kind of weird. I mean, this whole week's been pretty choppy. If you guys have been trading with me, and in the past 2 days, we've had like those huge, huge candles that happen right before market open, and then price does a complete opposite. So I'm going to keep that in the notes, of course. You see, we had the Asia session range. We had so following the market structure here before market open, if you're following the AMD patterns that Jason was mentioning earlier this week, the trade should have been a I mean, it's kind of tricky. It looks like the trade could have been a buy or it could have been a sell because it's supposed to reverse, but I mean technically reverse would have been for a buy, but if you're going for the direction on open, it would have been the opposite way. So let me go over here real quick. I'm gonna mark this up. I'm gonna put this in the notes. So I didn't take this trade right here, guys. This trade isn't obviously not going to count because I didn't take it. But we're going to put this in the notes so that we understand, okay, whenever we have this huge, huge candle that happens right before market open, move this over here. So whenever we have this huge candle that happens right before market open, I mean, it's probably a sign not to take a trade or to just do the opposite. So now that we have price below, we'll start looking for some market flow V2s from the downside. Let me put this over here in our stats real quick so I can just understand. Then also put the, yeah, so if you look at the trades from the past 2 days, guys, it's the same exact thing. So yesterday over here, price spike right before open. And the day before that, same thing, price spike right before open, price did the opposite. So I'll keep documenting this. And if this becomes the case, then, we'll probably just do the opposite on days where that comes up. But liquidity over here got hit. So if you guys took any levels of these liquidity over here, it looks like these two upper levels of liquidity right here got hit. So this got hit right here pre-market at 629. And then the one above it as well. So both of the levels right here got hit pre-market. I'm going to clean that up. And then if you take the liquidity down below, same over here as well. When it came back down on this red candle. So I'll clean this up right here. Next level of liquidity down below here as well, right here hit. Was right at the sessions. And then as well again down here. So price is still dropping further. If it continues to drop lower from where it's currently at, there's another level of liquidity right here in the sessions. The thing that you want to be careful for if you're looking to take this liquidity is that price may get manipulated at these sessions. As you guys know, price typically, whenever it gets down to the sessions right here, tends to bounce from it. So something to look at there. Yeah, CJ said it spiked up so quick I couldn't catch that liquidity. Yeah, it's been the case, right? For the past couple of days, I've noticed that too. I mean, a lot of liquidity gets wiped out like right before market opens. So if this becomes the case and price ends up doing what it did yesterday, it's probably just going to consolidate, like same situation as it did yesterday. Not much different here. Let's go over here to our clean chart. So the same levels that I drew up yesterday are still on here. You can see from yesterday, price didn't really go anywhere. So I marked up these levels yesterday during our live session in the morning. And you can see over here, this is where we got off the live session around 7:30. I said price is probably not going to do anything until 8 o'clock, and it did exactly that, right? It just went back and forth up until 8 o'clock. And then price did finally come down, fake out, come back up, fake out, consolidate, come back up, consolidate further. And it just stayed within this area pretty much the entire session. Price never really pushed up very high, pushed down very low. It just stayed within the range. Again, today I'm expecting a little bit of the same. So we'll, I mean, I guess we'll see where this ends up going from here. So we got that right there. That right there. So this is the current range right now. Price market opened right here at 6:30. Price came down, and it's likely to come right back up into the range. So I wouldn't really recommend taking market flow V2s. If you want to take them, I mean, feel free to take them. But, you know, like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a risky area to be trading in because price is likely to range back up. There's a pending buy signal right here. So if this buy signal closes, you can't take any sells. If the buy signal doesn't close and price just kind of ticks up a little bit, entry would happen right here at the 360 mark. But because there's a buy signal right there, I'd probably be careful with taking any entries. For one, price is likely to go sideways like it did yesterday. And for two, because there's a pending buy signal right there. But if you do want to take the trade, the pending buy limit would be set right here at the 360 mark. You just have to watch for this buy signal to come up. If the buy signal closes, you're going to have to cancel your order. If it doesn't close, then you can possibly just get in for a quick entry and then get out real quick for a nice 10 points. So there's just a lot of different scenarios here that can play out. I mean, it's still bearish, but there's nothing here that I would necessarily be prompted to take. So I'm going to keep an eye out on the big candle again on Monday. So on Monday, I'll be back to taking my breakouts, but I'm going to look out for these big candles. If this big candle comes up again like that, might just have to go and do the opposite because that's kind of what's been happening lately. It's got to be a really big candle though. So it's like literally have to engulf pretty much all of the previous candles from earlier in the session. So you guys got to be paying attention when the market opens because it's going to be tricky. I'm hoping this is just for this week. So hopefully we start next week and then everything goes back to normal. And this just happens to be something that happens this week. If this becomes a new thing where we just do the opposite whenever this big candle comes up, then that's fine. You know, we can adapt with the market, but I'm hoping we just go back to what we normally do, of course. So entry is still right here at the 640 mark, guys. It still hasn't filled. That pending buy signal is still pending there. So it's now filled, but that pending buy signal is still there. So if price comes down a little bit, it looks like it's on its way to TP. full TP right there. So if you guys took this right here, full TP. Full TP on that first market flow V2. If you want to take it for the bigger move, I mean, the bigger move is still technically currently running right now. So I'll just mark it up for you guys here. If the buy signal closes, you're supposed to close out of this early. So just remember to keep that in mind. All right, the buy signal still didn't close, so technically this is still running, guys. If you're taking it for the 30-30, looks like the 30-30 here just got hit. So if you took it for the 30-30, that hit a full TP. If you took it for the 10-10 or the 10-30, that hit full TP. If you're taking it for the 60-30, it's still technically running right now. So if price ends up, so this already hit TP. Now, if you're looking for this to retrace back, the entry is going to happen right here at the 350 mark. So if you want to double dip into the position, it would be right here at the 350 mark. So basically, you set your buy limit waiting right here. As soon as price comes up, retraces, fills the order, it's likely to come back down and hit. The thing that you want to be careful for is that buy signal. So whenever that buy signal starts to flicker, you want to be careful because price might start to reverse from that point. It's been doing that for a while. Again, right here, it's starting to flicker. So you want to be careful. But again, if you want to take risky trades, the 10-minute just hit or the 10-point just hit right there again. So it just filled it, came right back down. Not sure if it already hit TP, but it pretty much flickered. Just like I said, it came up right here, and you're just looking for that to come back down quickly. The only problem here is that buy signal, because that buy signal keeps coming up. As soon as the buy signal closes, you're supposed to close out for a small loss, small profit, wherever you're currently at in that position. It's to minimize your risk, and then you can just hop in on the next trade. So again, the buy signal here is pending. If the buy signal closes, you're supposed to close out of this position for a small profit or a small loss, wherever you're currently at in the position. Candle's got about 5 seconds left on it. This one's done. And now you're supposed to close out of this with a small loss, guys. So instead of going to full stop loss, you're supposed to close out for a small loss. And that there is done with. So with the entries over here that came up, there was one 10-point move and one 30-point move that came up. The 60-point move closed out for a small loss. So if you close out right there, you'd be out right here for 18 points. And then if you want to hop back in, then you just wait for another sell signal to come up. So at this point here, you'll wait for the sell signal to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, you can start looking for the same pattern. The only problem here is that we don't have much market flow. So yep, same session from yesterday, same session from Wednesday. I mean, this is kind of what I anticipated to happen. So like I said over here, price will probably push out of the area and then it'll climb back into the area here. And then once it climbs back into the area, it's probably going to keep ranging back and forth. So market conditions today are just not where they should be with regard to directional type strategies. So same situation from Wednesday, Thursday, and then it just continued on until today. If you are looking for some entries, I would probably stick to the sideways strategy. So I'd look for some V1 variations. There's actually a V1 variation down here, if anyone caught that. Price came down, double body rejection. This thing pushed back into the range. And then you'd probably look for the same thing back down. So if price climbs back up, same V1 variation back into the range over here, right? So that's one strategy that I'd probably use during these types of market conditions. The other one that I would probably look at would be the high-low momentum scalp, if you guys are familiar with that. Those are probably the two main ones that would work good in a back and forth strategy like this, or a back and forth market condition. Again, if you want to take market flow V2s, you need there to be market flow. So you need this type of movement to be happening here, or this type of movement back to the downside. If you don't have this movement, there's just no point in looking for market flows because price is just going to go back and forth. And you might be able to get in for some quick 10 points, but it's going to be tricky. Yeah, CJ said high level momentum just hit, but sessions were was in the way. Yeah, there was a lower low right here, buy signal, but it was right at the sessions, like CJ just said. So I mean, if you wanted to take that, you could have taken it. That obviously would have been a TP right there. But again, it's just up to everybody's risk, right? I give you guys the foundational requirements for the strategies. I tell you guys not to trade around the sessions, but there's a good handful of people out there who still trade within the sessions, which is completely fine. If you understand the risk and you're okay with that risk, then so be it. Um, a couple people actually messaged me this week. They blew like I talked to about I think 3 or 4 people this week that made a ton of mistakes. Just based off the market conditions. So like yesterday, I warned you guys like not to trade, and some people traded, which is completely fine. Like I said, the risk is up to you. It's not. I'll try to warn you guys as much as possible, but this type of market that goes back and forth. So again, right here, another V1 variation. What I just told you guys about. So same pattern is down here. If you're looking at taking the entries, the V1 variations are going to be your best bet. So you have a double body rejection right here. You take that for a buy. You got a double body rejection right here. You could have taken that for a sell. The only problem is that it's right at the sessions, but if you went for 10 points, you could have gotten in and out very quickly right there. So if you're looking at taking entries, V1 variations, but against what I was saying earlier, a couple people, they just went into some crazy revenge trading this week. I know it's tough. It's like, what happens with a lot of people is like you take a loss and then you just want to make it back, and then you end up increasing your contract sizes. You end up taking a bunch of trades, and I just saw like about 4 people like blow a lot of funded accounts. So this is the real challenge with trading, guys. The real challenge is understanding when not to trade and to just stay out of the market. Right. I have my risk plan. So like for me, I just stay out of the market. I lost a 2 trades on Wednesday, Thursday. So that just kind of signaled me that, okay, the market's not moving the way that you need it to move. So it's time to just sit out for a little bit, let the market kind of reset. And then once it starts to move directional, like we're looking for here, then start to take some more entries. Right. That's the thing that I've noticed it long term, but I didn't start to really notice it until recently, because this happens, right? You're going to see markets do this sometimes. There's going to be some weeks where price is just going back and forth. There's going to be some weeks where market's going very directional. Like the first week of October, we had 4 back-to-back wins with a breakout. That was a very directional market. The second week of October, we had 1 net loss, right? That was 1 net loss because the market was pretty much choppy all throughout the week. I pretty much only traded till Wednesday, same thing as this week. And then this week, the market was directional Monday, Tuesday, and then it started going very choppy Wednesday up until Friday today. So just keep that in mind, guys. The market's always going to move in certain waves. Now that the market's been pretty choppy this week, I'm expecting next week to be more directional. So that's kind of where I'm banking on. I'm like, whenever the market's not moving my direction, I just sit out. And then hopefully the following week will be a balance of like price structure, and then we'll be back into a directional market where we'll have some win streaks. But overall, so far, I think I have the stats here. So overall, so far, these are our stats for the month so far. So these are the stats you can see in my performance tab right here. It's for this month, October 1st to October 17th. We had a total of 12 trades, 8 losses, 4 wins, total profit of 10,000, total loss of 6,000. Total net profit gross 4,185. I only paid 102 in commissions and fees. Total net profit of 4,082. So you guys can see right here for the month of October, this is each account. I'm doing pretty good for the month because I'm able to stick with my risk plan. So like I said over here, I now have 29 accounts. So I have 1 personal account, 20 Apex accounts, 7 Tradeify accounts, and 1 Purity account, Purity Capital. So basically 40,082.70 times 29 accounts. And this is about where my profits are currently sitting for the week. If we were to, to just add up everything that I have. So this is across 29 accounts. This is how much profit. That's why I'm like okay with just sitting around and not doing anything with these trades, because I'm already in profit so much. So like, why would I risk it and lose more profit when I'm like pretty nice in profit overall? So that's kind of the goal with my trading moving forward, guys. I know like you guys have been used to me taking riskier trades with these scalps, but with me opening the hedge fund at the end of the year, I need to adjust my risk a little bit because the scalps are still good. So if you guys want to keep taking market flow V2s, they're good. The only problem is that when you start copying to like 100 accounts, right, there's going to be slippage and there's going to be issues. So it's going to be a lot harder for me to take those like 10-point moves when I'm copying to like hundreds of accounts. So that's why I have to make slight adjustments. I'll keep looking at the scalps as they come up. But the thing with copying to like hundreds of accounts and not even just prop firm accounts, these are like real clients' money. So I have a lot of pressure on me with taking these types of trades and making sure everything closes out when they need to be and that everything works smoothly. So for that specific reason, I had to move over to the breakouts, which are a little less volatile, and I can check on them when they close out. So that's kind of like the big move here with the hedge fund. Once you start dealing with more money like that, and not even like profit money, but like real money, you have to, the client's money is going to come first, of course, and it's going to put a lot of oversight on my trades here. So I'll keep looking for trades here. Again, we have a sell signal here that's currently pending. Once the sell signal comes up, we'll be looking for a possible entry for market flow V2. Again, there's not very much direction here. Price is going back and forth. So it's not exactly in the best case scenario right here. You want price to be moving in flow. So you want price to be flowing to the downside, retrace, flow further, retrace, flow further. That's what you're looking for to take these market flow entries. So yeah, just a heads up with that. And just another reminder, guys, if you guys didn't see my message in the Zoom chat, I posted on social media and on the Discord. So I'm able to manage about 15 accounts at a time right now before I finish up my registration requirements for NFA. So I'm studying for the Series 3 exam. I'm going to take that hopefully by the end of the year. Once I pass that, I can fully run the hedge fund. As of now, I can handle about 15 clients. So if you guys are interested in joining I guess like the startup of the hedge fund, this is basically gonna be like a pre-run of it. Fees will be a lot less than they will be when the hedge fund actually starts up. Once the hedge fund's up and running, the fees are gonna be pretty high, guys. Just to give you guys, a heads up on that. Typically hedge funds aren't open to an average person. You have to have like a pretty good amount of money to be trading with a hedge fund. For me here, since I'm starting out, obviously, I'll make some exceptions for you guys here, friends and family, etc. But normal clients for hedge funds, like you need at least like 6 figures to open an account with the hedge fund for them to manage your funds. With me, I can start with as little as like 10,000. 10,000 is going to be the bare minimum though, because you have to cover the margin. Of course, when you're trading with NinjaTrader, you'll be trading your own money. I'm not trading no prop for money. It's all like real cash that you have and your personal account. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can go to the Discord, fill out the form right here. Basically, the first 15 people will be added to my copier to take the breakouts, and then we'll go from there. I'll probably switch out people every couple months, and then when the hedge fund's fully up and running, obviously it'll be open to more people. So just keep that in mind, guys, if you guys are interested in that. Basically, it's hands-free. If you guys are not familiar with like how that works, what's going to happen is basically I'm going to add your personal account to my copier. Whenever I take the breakout, it'll take on your account. You don't have to do anything. And then at the end of the month, we'll have a profit split. It's probably going to be around 50-50. Usually there's going to be a service fee, but the service fee will probably be either discounted or waived during the earlier phases. And then once the hedge fund's up and running, there will be a service fee, either monthly or annual. So yeah, the costs do go up like a lot once everything's up and running. But yeah, for the hedge fund, basically I'm just going to be taking the breakout. That's all I'm going to be taking. But the big plus with the hedge fund is that you don't have to do anything. So like literally your account gets added to my copier. I do all the work. At the end of the month, we'll pull up your statements. We'll see where your net profit is. We'll split that. And then we continue on with the following month. So it's basically hands-free. It's all like it's turnkey. You don't have to do anything. your account's basically getting watched by me, but you have full control over your account. So you don't turn any money into me, you just turn the money into your account, you deposit it into your trading account, and then we add you to my copier. So let's see. Price is now down at the sessions over here, guys. If you guys took the liquidity down here, looks like it just hit 10 points right there, 10 points right there. So liquidity just got hit right there. If you guys are looking to take some market flow V2s, entry is going to happen right here at the 330 mark. So now that we're done with the full 60-point move, the next entry here is going to be only for 10 points. The problem here is that if price gets any lower, it's going to be closer and closer to the session. So basically, the next opportunity would be down here at the 320 mark. And then after that, we're pretty much done. Pretty much done with any entries from there. All right, guys. So not much else here to take. So again, going back to the stats for this month, we're pretty decent so far. So we're currently at a 67% win rate for the month. Whenever you look at people's like when you want to look at people's stats, don't really follow what they're doing for the week. Look at what they're doing for the month overall, right? Because a lot of people can be profitable for one day, or a lot of people can be profitable for a week, but who's really profitable for the month, right? That's typically what happens with a lot of people. It's really about consistency, guys, especially with these prop firms. So yesterday I spoke with I joined this new group. It's basically it's like a hedge fund group. So I joined this hedge fund group, and it's like a bunch of people who have been in the futures trading space for like a while now. It's a bunch of quants, different COOs, hedge fund owners, like some people who are like in the trading space. Not like any of these like YouTube gurus and anything like that. These people are actually in the trading space. They're like registered with like the NFA and stuff like what I'm doing. Um, and we talked about like it's crazy because you'll see people post profits all the time, but they only post profits for the day or for the week. You never see people post profits for the month. And that's why like I'm making an effort now to show you guys my profits for the month, pretty much every month, especially when we're taking the breakouts, because I want to show you guys that like it's really the consistency that matters. I was talking to like these guys they were like well good friends with the Apex owner Daryl, and they basically just discussed how like, Derek, how Apex kind of opened the doors for all these other prop firms. And it's true because like a lot of these prop firms, like people weren't using prop firms back then, aside from FTMO. The entry again right here, guys, is still going to be up here. So I want to make sure that we don't miss that. But yeah, like I was saying, these prop firms, they were around, but they weren't really like people weren't really using them too much. Once Apex came around, everybody started using all these prop firms, and there's all these new prop firm companies. And a lot of people are getting like a lot of people are complaining about Apex and like about these other companies because of their rules. But the thing that you guys have to understand is that the rules are going to get worse over time. So you guys just got to keep that in mind moving forward with these prop firms. Um, there's so many prop firm options out there, and then everyone's kind of competing with each other. And the thing with the rules with Apex is that they're creating those rules because of people cheating the system, right? I think the biggest thing that they hate or that they're creating these rules for the people who are flipping accounts. Um, you guys are probably seeing the new rules for a lot of these other companies. There's a lot of rules now where you can't really flip accounts. You have to have consistency. Um, because that's what they want. They want someone who's consistent over time. So like I was saying, you got to make sure that you're good for the whole month because yeah, you can have a good week or a good day, but even though you have those good days or good weeks, you're probably not going to make it to the payout. You might make it to your first payout, but you probably won't make it to your second payout because it's really hard to keep consistency like that if you're taking trades off news or if you're just taking a bunch of like wild trades. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. William said, I checked all of your stats last night from 2022, and it's very impressive, man. You are very consistent. I don't know anyone who shows everything even like a year. Yeah, that's really key, guys. So like I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. If you guys have seen my stats, like I pretty much post all of our trades from 2024, 2023. I'm going to keep doing it over the years. And then of course my models over here that I'm putting up. So I'm mainly doing this. This isn't to show off to you guys. This is for transparency because when I'm starting a hedge fund. So obviously people are not going to want to invest money in someone who's not transparent, right? So like I'm not going to be like those Instagram guys who are just showing off things that they have and not actually showing trading and their long-term results. My main focus is really going to be showing off not showing off, but like providing the results and making it readily available to you guys so that you guys can understand that consistency is really key. All right, so looking at the price over here, guys, I think it might have filled right here. Sorry, I missed this when price pushed up. But other than that, there's no more entries that we can really take right here because price is currently at the sessions. So this is an area of manipulation and we need price to really come below before we start looking for entries here. So I need price to come back a bit lower, retrace, and come back down from here. But yeah, just to close off the point that I was talking about earlier, guys, like focus on being consistent. If you guys can be consistent for a month's time, you guys should have no problem with these prop firms. I know Jamie like messaged me this week. So Jamie's been taking liquidity pushes. I don't know, she had an issue with her copier she was mentioning the other day. And because of that, she was making double profits for like a time period. So like for a good portion of last week, she was making double profits on the liquidity pushes. And then that kind of pushed out her, like it was good, she made profit, but it kind of pushed her out of consistency. So like I think I'm not sure what the consistency rule is for Apex, but like with a lot of other companies, the consistency rule is starting to come down to like 20%. So that's just something to also keep in mind because there's just a lot of rules coming out, guys, and I'll try to keep you guys updated with the rules. But I think now that I'm in this group, I'll be more entwined with like what's going on because these guys know all the owners of like the bigger prop firms, mainly Apex, and then and then check out the other big one is Top Step. Yeah, Top Step. Yeah. All right, so we are still looking for price to actually move out of this area. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, price isn't really doing too much here. Currently have a buy signal pending. See if this here pushes up and climbs up higher from where it's currently at. All right. So it looks like price is kind of just ranging down this lower area. We had the big spike right here on open. And then after this big spike right here, price is now consolidating, ranging between these two zones right here. Let's go to the SR chart. See if there's any zones here. Not really. All right. So there goes the SR chart. It's not really too much here. Yeah, there's not really much going on right there. Here's a clean chart. Same thing here. Price is kind of just pushing back up. So all that really matters here for the most part is going to be this middle area down here. This stuff over here is just noise from open. So market pushed up on the 629 candle, came up right here at the 630, came right back down, went sideways for a little bit, broke down to this lower area, and now it's just been going sideways right here since then. All right. So we got Natasha over here with some profits for this morning. Nice work, Natasha. Natasha said trying to get back into the swing of things. She locked in a total profit of 3,900 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. So she locked in 500 on her first trade, 300 on her second, 2,800 on her third. Lost a bit right here, 200, and then she needed back 500 over here on her fifth trade. So nice work right there, Natasha, locking in 3,900 for the day. Here's Kip for the day. Kip locked in 1,228 for the day. He locked in 20 accounts. So Kip locked in about 228 times 20. Total profit of 24,560 for the day. Nice work, Kip. Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend. See you back here. So, all right, guys, other than that, there's not really much else here to take or look at. We currently have a buy signal right now. So in order for you to take any buys here, you need price to climb up and keep going from here. Otherwise, you need price to come down a little further down here with a sell signal. So with a buy signal here, I mean, the main thing to look out for is push to the upside, retrace, and continuation. Otherwise, if you get a sell signal, you can look for it to come down, but not really expecting too much here. All right. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Layla said after January, we won't see you every morning. What do you mean, Layla? Sorry, I'm just confused with your question. No, nothing's changing. I'm still going to be on here. Sorry, I'm still confused with your question. Like, uh, did you think I wasn't going to be on the lives anymore? Yeah, no, I'm still going to be on the lives. Nothing is changing. So after the hedge fund opens at the end of the year, guys, I'm still going to be trading with you guys here. It's going to be the same thing. It's just we probably won't have the YouTube sessions anymore. Like it'll be reposted later, but it's not going to be live streamed because obviously I'm going to be running the hedge fund, so I can't really share these trades with the public anymore. But you guys here in the Zoom, you guys are fine. I'm still going to be on Zoom every morning because nothing's really changing. It's just that the hedge fund will allow me to add copiers to my account. So. No, that'll be fine. So like once the hedge fund opens up, like the only difference is that the signups on the website will close down because I'm not really trying to share my strategies and stuff like that with like the general public anymore once the hedge fund's up and running. Obviously, I make way more money trading for people versus selling anything. Like I don't even sell anything anymore. If you guys have seen, I haven't advertised like the strategies. I haven't told people like, hey, if you want to learn these strategies or take these strategies, go to the website. I haven't told anybody that in like basically a year now because I'm not really looking to share the strategies with the public anymore. If you guys want to use the strategies, you're welcome to use them and it's open to whoever wants to use them. But I'm not going to actively, funnel people into the website, tell people like, hey, you can use my strategies because I make way more by running the hedge fund, right? So you got to think about it. Like, for example, like right now, here are my stats so far, right? So currently I'm at 4,082. And I'm gonna estimate to have like at least 100 clients by the end by probably by next year. So if you think about that, 4,000 8270, and then you multiply that by 1,000 clients, 1,000 accounts, that's like 400,000 for the month, right? And then if I take my split of 50% divided by two, I'll make 200,000. So I make way more money from just trading for people than to sell some sort of product to anyone, right? So like, yeah, a lot of people always talk about how like people always talk about like if you're so good at trading, why don't you trade for other people? And it really is true. Like people who are selling courses or selling mentorships and stuff like that, I could see people doing that on the side, but I don't understand why these people don't also trade for other people, right? Because like there's like so like the thing with trading is like once you get good at trading, you can really expand yourself in so many different ways. You can start a hedge fund, you can like those are probably the two biggest ways to make money, starting a hedge fund and managing accounts. Those are the two big ones. And then like the lower ones are like mentoring, selling a course and stuff like that. Like there's nothing wrong with selling a course or mentoring, but if you're really that good at trading, like it would make sense for you to trade other people's money because you make way more money cutting a percentage from like trading these bigger accounts for other people. So, I mean, I'll still try to mentor from here and then, but that's not going to be like I haven't taught in over a year or mentored in like over a year. So I'm just looking at the bigger things. I'm trying to make the most money by doing the least amount of work. Mentoring takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to teach someone how to trade. I already have the skill, so it's like I might as well just trade people's money and then take a percentage of the profits each month for doing what I'm already doing, basically. Because I'm already trading my accounts. I'm trading Apex, I'm trading Tradeify, I'm trading Purity, uh, Purdy, I mean. And then on top of that, I'll be trading clients. So that's like instead of having 29 accounts, I'll have like 200 accounts or 100 accounts. So it just makes more sense that way versus having to get on a mentoring session with people like every day and then it becomes an actual job. I'm trying to do the least amount of work and try to make the most amount of profit. So I think trading for hedge fund or your own office would probably be the best option. Anyways, guys, we have a sell signal coming up right here. Once the sell signal closes, we'll be looking for opportunities for a sell here. Wes is asking, current members get to carry on the Zoom, right? Yeah, Wes. So everybody who's here on the Zoom, guys, and whoever signs up before the hedge fund opens, you guys are completely fine. Like you guys will continue to have access to the strategies. You'll have continued access to the Zoom sessions. I'm still going to come on Zoom with you guys because I feel like coming on Zoom with you guys, um, it kind of forces me to really be on point, right, with my trading. I feel like if I was trading without you guys watching me, I would make a bunch of mistakes. And you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys will know about how you revenge trade when nobody's watching. Like when you guys are trading and nobody's with you, you guys make the craziest mistakes. Um, I feel like being on this live session kind of forces you guys to kind of to be more disciplined because I'm basically giving you the heads up. Like right now, for example, I said like this is a bad time to trade because price is going sideways, right? If you guys didn't have me in your ear telling you that, then you probably would be taking a bunch of trades here. Um, and that's like it's the psychological thing of part of things. So like even though I start the hedge fund, I'll still be doing the live sessions because I already know that even though I plan on taking the breakout, if I see some good market flow entries, I'm probably going to want to take those entries too, which I'll probably have a separate account just for market flows and scalps. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably still take the scalps, but I'll probably be taking them with a separate trading account. Let's see. Lila's asking, where is Maddie? Maddie, he opened a barbershop, like his own barbershop studio. So he's like, that's kind of what he's focused on right now. He got into like a couple other things and then he just realized that, a lot of this stuff, like the thing with trading is that you have to really, really want to do it. You can't just be in it for the money. You have to actually like doing it. You have to actually like following the market, adapting with the market, understanding how the market moves. It's not a plug and play type of thing to do. So Maddie did a couple things. Like he was doing this, he was doing Airbnb, he was doing some other real estate stuff, and then he just realized that like barbering is what he likes to do. So he opened up his own barber studio, and that's kind of what he's focused on right now. He might come back in the future, but I just, I don't know. I'm not going to pressure someone to get into trading, of course. You guys know how that works. It was like I said, like back in the past, guys, like trading can be for everyone, but it's not for everyone, right? I think most of you guys know that by now. If you guys really like trading, yeah, it can be for you, but it's not necessarily meant for every single person out there because it's not easy. A lot of people try to make trading easy, but it's not. It's easy when the times are good, but when the times are bad, it really takes a toll on a person, especially psychologically. All right, guys, there's not really much going on here. I'll keep trying to look for entries here, but like I said, this is a market that we kind of anticipated. It's the same market as yesterday and the same market from the day before. It's just going back and forth. This is really where price is going to stay at, where it's going to sit. And I'm not expecting too much to happen outside of this area here. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, this is a clear example of like when you should not trade in the market. It's the same thing I said yesterday, right? I said not to trade in the market yesterday because it just kept going back and forth. Yeah, CJ said, yeah, trading can be mentally draining, but it's a great skill to have when you want to make extra income. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with you 100%, CJ. The thing with trading is like it's going to take you a long time to understand things, and then it's going to take you an even longer time to really get things down. But once you actually get it down, you're going to be pretty much set. Like for me, I've been trading for it's over 10 years now. It's almost like 12 years. I started trading when I was 18. So I started trading stocks when I was 18. I didn't really trade technicals like this. I didn't know what the charts were or the candlesticks. I just kind of traded based off price and trading companies that I liked. Um, and then throughout college and then throughout law school, I think during law school is where I started to really deep dive into actual like technical analysis and stuff. The reason why I did that is because like when I was in law school, I was in school to become a lawyer. And I didn't really want to be a lawyer. I kind of just did it because my mom wanted me to be a lawyer. So I finished law school, worked at a big firm for a while, and then I realized like this isn't it. Like I didn't want to be a lawyer forever. I was like, this is like I wasn't. I was like, I didn't want to be an employee and then have to like do stuff like that. So what I did like during the whole time when I was working at my law firm, if you guys started trading with me, I think like pre-COVID, like probably around 2016, 2017, I used to trade with you guys in the morning. So like every morning I'd get to work at like 5:30. I get to my office and I trade with you guys from like 5:30 up until like 10 or 11. And then from like 11, basically lunchtime, I stayed in my office until like 10 p.m. because I was doing all my lawyer work at night. So in the morning I was trading with you guys and I was doing all my lawyer work pretty much all throughout the rest of the day. And it just came to a point where I started making more money trading. Like I made way more money trading than I did as a lawyer. And then COVID happened. So COVID happened. We had a temporary layoff. I was able to take work off for like maybe 2 months. And then I just never went back to work. Started making way more money from trading, and there's just no reason for me to go back to work. So ever since then, I just been live with you guys every morning, trading for a couple hours and then being done. Because yeah, once you get really like you don't have to be really good at trading. You just have to be decent. I feel like you got to be decent at trading. You have to be decent at following your trading plan. If you can follow your trading plan, you'll make you'll make pretty big strides. I think that's a problem with a lot of people. Like for example, here, so I don't trade during a sideways market like this, right? So this is why I'm not taking any trades right now because sideways markets are just they're not the type of markets that I trade in. I trade in directional markets and price flows in a direction. For people, it's been 3 days now that the market's been doing this sideways move. For most people, they can't sit out of the market when the market's doing this. They try to force an entry. They see something that's not really there, and they try to force it. And that's what happens, and that's why people blow accounts because they know for a fact they shouldn't be trading this market, but here they are trading the market that they know they shouldn't be trading. And what happens is they make mistakes. Instead of just having a break-even day, like for example, this week is a break-even week for me, right? We had one win on Monday, one win on Tuesday, one loss on Wednesday, and then one loss on Thursday. So I have a break-even week. Today I could have kept trading. Like if I felt like, okay, I don't want to close this week break-even, I could keep trading. But in a situation like that, you can easily blow your account. So I understand that. And that's why today I didn't even open my laptop. Usually I have my laptop open just because, but I already know if I open my laptop, there's like maybe like a 50% chance that I'm gonna get a FOMO and then click into a trade and then end up, losing a trade. So I just look at the bigger picture of things. Oh, what I'd recommend for you guys is like every week, just take a screenshot of your stats for the month. So you can kind of see where you're at. This kind of like I like doing this every week because this reminds me like, okay, don't screw up because you're in profit already for this week. Like I just gotta survive another week basically. I gotta survive basically another 1 or 2 weeks and then I'll be done with profit, at the end of the month. So at the end of each week, I would recommend going to if you're trading with Apex, go to your Tradeovate. There's a settings button in the top right. Go there, go to performance, and then just screenshot your stats for the month. You'll see I'll post my stats pretty much for the month every week as we progress. So I posted my stats last week right there, and then this week I posted my stats again because this is going to keep me in line with my trading plan. It's going to keep me focused, make sure that I don't take any dumb trades, make sure I don't do anything that I shouldn't be doing. My main goal here is really to take breakouts from now until the end of the year. That's really what it's going to be. I'm going to have the stats ready for you guys pretty much at the end of each month. That just reminds me. So I'll add the trade from today over here as well. So today the trade we didn't take, but I'm still documenting it so that we have an idea of like what we should be doing or if there's anything that needs to be changed or adapted to. Today was a buy. All right, so here are the stats for October so far. Stats for October are pretty decent overall. So basically the stats for October so far, we have we have 7 wins, 4 losses, total profit of 300 points, total trades of 11 trades, win-loss ratio of 64%. Why is this different? Oh, okay, sorry. So the reason why it's different is because of the actually I don't know why it's different. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why there's one more win over here. It might have just been a split of contracts on the entry, but it's just off by like one trade. So, anyways, these are the stats so far for October. It is it's pretty decent. So you can see over here for the first week of October, we had a pretty nice win streak. We had a win streak of about 4 trades back to back, and then Monday there's a win, so it's 5 back-to-back wins. Then the second week of October, we had 2 losses, and then we basically just stopped trading for that week. So that was one net loss. And then for this week, we had 2 wins on Monday, Tuesday. We had 2 losses Wednesday, Thursday. So this pretty much pushed us into break even. So overall, we're in profit. Win-loss ratio is pretty good. The main thing that you guys want to focus on when trading is your consistency over the month period. Because, well, the first thing you want to do is like be consistent for the week. So be consistent for a day, be consistent for a week, and then be consistent for a month. Once you're consistent for a month, you got to think of the bigger picture. So say, for example, you're consistent for October. If you're consistent for November and consistent for December, you're basically consistent for 3 straight months. If you can just be consistent for for that period of time, then every month you should be getting a payout from whatever prop firm you're using, right? If you can just stay in the green and not make any dumb mistakes for like a whole month's period, every month you should be able to get a payout, especially from Apex because they're starting on November 1st, they're going to be cutting off the payout period. So you can basically just request a payout every 10 days, which is I think it's pretty big. It's a pretty big change. The only thing Apex needs to do next is they need to have some straight to funded accounts, which I'm pretty sure they're going to have eventually. Let's see. Jason said, Rashawn, if you want free from 9 to 5, trading is a thing. But if you have to push to learn and keep current, I think trading is the best job to have. Yeah, exactly, Jason, 100%. So like Jason basically said, if you want to escape the 9 to 5, trading could be the thing that'll push you away from the 9 to 5. But you have to like keep learning. Like Jason said, you have to keep learning trading. Like it's not something that you just learn once and then you're done learning at that point, right? You just have to keep learning because the market's always changing, and then you have to adapt with the market. That's why I've put so much emphasis on data here, right? If you guys have seen, I have all the results from this year, and then pretty much all the results from 2023. Because I use all this data to help us in the following year. So I'm like, if the market was moving like this the previous year, okay, then we'll move forward to the next year. One thing that I noticed, and it's like funny that because I used to be so focused on win-loss ratio, right? And now that I'm in that group with a lot of the hedge fund owners and people who are in the trading space, like legitimate traders, they mentioned one thing because there's this new guy that was also joining the other day, and he's like he's this guy from Korea, and he just found out about signals. So he started calling signals, and he has like a really high win rate, but his risk is like horrible. He's doing like 100 stop loss, 10 TP. And they mentioned that like, high win rates are good if you're looking to sell a product, right? If you're looking to sell a signal service, even a strategy, stuff like that, that's like that's what caters to like a lot of people. But if you want to be a really good trader, you have to understand that there's other factors to it. It's not just win rate. That's why for me now, like our win rate's a little bit lower. For example, our stats here, our win rate's currently at 67%, but I'm still in like some heavy profit and I pay less than commissions. Um, so it's really finding that balance, right? You don't have to have like a 80%, 90% win rate, but you do have to have profit. That's really what it is. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot from this group. I'm gonna be more connected with like actual traders, not like people who are good marketers. Like people on YouTube and people on Instagram, they're really good marketers, right? They're good at selling something. And it seems like every day there's a new trader out there, right? If you go on Instagram, there's a new Instagram trader there showing off stuff, but not actually showing any trading. And it's crazy. The trading space is so filled with a lot of scammers, so you guys want to be careful who you're learning from. I think the best way to do it is just to see what their monthly stats are. Like they don't even have to show you a year. They can show you a year if they want, but if you just ask someone for their monthly stats, and if they don't want to show you the monthly stats, I think that's like it's a big red flag. Let's see. Felicia's asking, will past members be able to sign up for the hedge fund? Yeah. So basically, the hedge fund will be open to anybody. Talisha. The hedge fund is just the only thing that's closing off is the strategy. So if you want to use the strategies, this is like your time to sign up and get access to it because you'll be grandfathered in once the hedge fund opens up. The hedge fund will be open to everybody though. It's just you have to have enough capital to trade in the hedge fund. So you'll have to have like a minimum of 10,000. That's going to be like the bare minimum because you will be trading with a US regulated broker, which is NinjaTrader. So there's just a lot more requirements when you're trading with a regulated broker. You won't be able to trade with like, $100 or like $1,000 because you have to cover the margin. So 10,000 will basically be the minimum. And you don't have to do anything. So that's the best part about the hedge fund is that you don't have to do anything. I'm pretty much doing everything, and all you do is check your account every day to see where your profit's currently at. And then at the end of the month, we'll pull up your trading statements. We'll see how much. Well, so this is what we'll do. Basically, at the end of every month, if you're a client for the hedge fund, we'll do this. Like I'll go to the performance. We'll go to the month tab right here. We'll get the whole month, and then we'll see. Like I don't care what the total profits are, total losses are. We care about what the net is, right? So we're gonna go to your net profit right here. Basically, how much profit you made minus commissions, right? I'm not gonna take a cut of your commissions there. I'm gonna take a cut of like what you actually made. So the cash that you made at the end of the month, then we're gonna split that, whatever the percentage is, right? The percentage is 50-50. Say, for example, this is how much profit you made for the month. Like we're just using this as an example for the hedge fund. Say, for example, your hedge fund client, I pull up your statements and I'm like, okay, you made 4,082 and 70 cents for the month, right? We're going to divide that by 2. All right, you send me 2,041 and then you keep your 2,041 and then you move on to the next month. What a lot of people are going to do is they're not going to withdraw this. They'll just keep this in the account and then they're going to pay out of their own cash. So they'll pay their share through their own cash, and then they'll just keep compounding the account. Because the more money you have in the account, the bigger it compounds, right? You think of this, for example, like this is like, you can add it up pretty quickly. Like, for example, if you have a $10,000 account, right? And then you made, we'll say about like 4,000, right? And then say for the next month, you make more than that, 6,000. And then you just leave the account there and then you just make even more. At that point, you make another 10,000 because you just keep compounding the account. So your account will just keep growing and growing and growing. And then by the end of the year, you'll probably be like at 6 figures. You'll probably just keep growing. You'll make another 40,000, another 50,000. And then at the end of the year, it's just gonna keep compounding and compounding and compounding. So that's like how the hedge fund works. You're not going to make a lot of money right away because you're starting with a small amount. But if you have a lot more capital to trade, and then over time it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and you don't touch it, then eventually you'll make more profit, right? Because if you think about it, like, so the stats right now, it doesn't show how much of a percentage gain I've made on the account, I don't think. But basically, we're going to aim to make like about like, well, we'll say like on the conservative side, like 5%, 5 to 10%. So like, I mean, if you do the math, like for example, if you start with like 100,000 and then you're going to be going for 10%, that's like 10,000. So now you have 110,000 and then you go for another 10%. That's 11,000, right? And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So yeah, the thing with the hedge fund is like, you want to stay with the hedge fund for at least like a year, a couple of years. And then this will be like more of your retirement fund. And then of course you'll pull out money when you need it, but you plan on wanting to stay with the hedge fund pretty much your whole life, basically. And then whenever you need money, you'll just pull money from the hedge fund. So that's you just gotta like think of it from a long-term perspective. I know some of you guys are trying to make like a ton of money out like right away, but the hedge fund is not meant for that. It's meant to make you wealthy, not rich, but wealthy. Because you'll see some money over the first year or two, but then if you keep the money in there for like 10, 20 years, it's gonna keep multiplying. So you'll go from like 10,000 to maybe 100,000 to like million. And then it just keeps just keeps growing from there. But it's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen over your time. It'll happen over like, 10 years or so. So let's see. There's not really much else going on here, guys. Pretty much market's going sideways, just like I said. So there's not really much here to I mean, there's nothing to take really. There's no market flows here. In order for you to take market flow, you need price to climb up higher and continue climbing, or you need price to come down and continue dropping. But we just have no direction here. So let's see if there's anything else right here. Yeah, there's not really much here else here to follow. All right, guys. So I think we might be wrapping this up soon. There's just not much here to look at. Again, here are our stats for the month so far. So we are currently at 8 wins, 4 losses for the month. Total trades of 12 trades, win-loss ratio of 67%. Total commissions paid 102. Gross profit 4,185. Total P&L 4,082 and 70 cents for that's the net profit for each account. Like I was saying, I have 29 accounts. So if you do the math here, 40, 82 times 70 times 29, it's kind of where I'm at for the month so far. So I think that's it for today, guys. We'll see what happens over here. And we will follow through here. Let's see. Question from N2. N2 said, have you considered the tax that people have to pay? Yeah, the tax is less for futures. Are you familiar with that? Let's see. The 60-40 rule. It's not the same as like the regular short-term games. So the taxes they're taxed way less than stocks. I mean, but you probably didn't know that, of course. So the tax here, that's why futures are more beneficial for someone who's trading, say, with a hedge fund. Yeah, but we're trading in the US and to trading the US, we're trading futures here. So yeah, you're trading in the futures market, which is in Chicago. So you're paying taxes over here. If you want to trade something else, I mean, obviously you'd be taxed differently, but I'm not trading something else. We're trading futures here. So it doesn't really matter where you're located with regard to trading the specific asset because you're going to pay taxes where you made the money, right? Which is in Chicago, US. And I'm not making the thing right here is that you're going to be taxed on the total, right? Like I said. So for example, right here, if we made 40,000 on this, you're still going to be taxed on 40%, right? So yeah, it's different. I get what you're saying. If you're like, say for example, you're in Europe and you're trading like the DAX or something like that, or you're trading some sort of different asset, or you're trading forex or something like that, the taxes are different, but you're making the money here. And if you want to look this up, you can just look it up. Just do a quick search, futures tax rate. Just look that up. And then they'll tell you that. But if you look up anything, the tax advantages from trading futures versus any other asset is a lot higher compared to like if you're trading stocks or if you're trading even forex. It's the tax thing is way different compared when you're trading futures. So all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. But if you guys want to do more research on futures trading, it's way different compared to like anything else. I mean, the only thing that would be different is if you're trading an unregulated broker, which obviously you can do tax here wherever you're living, but it's different when you're trading on a regulated broker because the thing is they send you a 1099. So when you're trading with NinjaTrader, which is a broker we'll be trading with, they send you tax documents. It's not like you're like, oh, I need to figure out how I'm going to be taxed on this stuff. They send you the tax documents and then you'll be deducted from whatever taxes are sent from the 1099. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great weekend, guys. There's just nothing for us to take here, and there's nothing for us that we really need to follow. Again, these are our stats for the month so far. Hopefully next week is going to be good. First week of October was back-to-back wins. Second week of October was one net loss. Third week of October was this week, which is break even. Next week, I'm hoping to be another win streak for that week so that we can kind of balance back out into profit. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys back here on Market Open for